clear all of that? So like first thing we're gonna present ourselves, you know who we are, and like now we like where we come from, our theater company, and what kind of theater we do.
Yeah. You want to start?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, bueno. ¿Listos? Okay. Me llamo Elsa Menéndez y estamos, no. Estamos la compañía de Trick Lock de Albuquerque, Nuevo México, en los Estados Unidos. Y estamos una compañía que tiene 23 años y el tipo de teatro que
¿Qué producimos?
Es un tipo alternativo, es un tipo que se llama devised work. Es un proceso en que el grupo crea estas obras juntos y son originales y tenemos muy físicamente
poético.
Sí, poético.
Y es trabajo colectivo.
Sí.
Nosotros
Sí.
en conjunto desarrollamos toda la obra de principio a fin, básicamente.
Y también nuestra compañía produce ¿sí? Una festival de teatro que se llama Revolutions International Theater Festival. Este año fue nuestra 16 años del festival y es un festival de compañías internacionales. Y también, why don't you talk about how we tour and things as well? We can talk in English.
Sure. We tour all over the world with our work. We spend a lot of time in Poland and Eastern Europe. This is our first time down here in South America, which is very exciting. Let's see, what else? I don't know.
Sí, y tuvimos esta oportunidad de venir a Colombia para hacer un trabajo de investigación para una obra en futuro que estamos haciendo en conjunto con otras artistas y compañías de diferentes partes del mundo. Y pues gracias a unos amigos, unos contactos, pues tuvimos la oportunidad de venir aquí a esta preciosa casa de Tercer Acto a presentar una de nuestras obras y un cabaret que es un formato chévere.
The reason we were able to come was because we received a grant from the Theater Communications Group, una organización que da dinero para proyectos como estos, para colaboraciones y también para crear
contactos y conexiones y puentes entre artistas de diferentes culturas y países.
Sí.
That's a good question. What will be the bilateral contribution that the Mother of All Worlds will do to both Latin America and the United States?
For the Mother of All Exiles?
For the Mother of All Exiles.
The show?
Yeah.
Esta es la pregunta. Es una pregunta muy bien. We are very aware in los Estados Unidos, we're very aware of the fact that we are built on the idea, estamos construir en una idea que soy un país de inmigrantes, en the Statue of Liberty, ¿cómo se dice eso?
La Estatua de la Libertad.
La Estatua de Libertad, hay algunas palabras y hay una phrase. Una frase que se llama, que dice, she is the mother of all exiles. Bring us everyone. This is what it says in the Statue of Liberty. So the United States is built on this idea that we are open arms, but it's not the reality right now. In fact, there's a lot of tension around immigrants coming into the country, and there's a lot of tension around those who are being exiled from other countries coming in. So, for example, in Nuevo Mexico, we live on the border. We share a border with Mexico, and many immigrants from Mexico, Central America, South America come up through that border. There's a lot of tension around bringing those immigrants into the fabric of our country. But simultaneously, there are Syrian refugees or refugees from Africa or from other countries that are looking for a place to land and be safe, and they're being exiled from their countries. And we are experiencing in our country a tension and a closed door mentality. So we're curious about why that is. What is it that has? Why do we decide that some immigrants and some exiled people are okay? Why do we decide others are not okay? We're very aware of the fact that throughout Colombia, throughout Latin America, there's also a lot of experiences of exiled people that have to leave what was home for them and find a new place to experience and to survive. And so we're interested in gathering the stories and the understanding and the experiences of what people are how people are surviving, how people are welcomed or rejected, how the stories are similar, how they're different for immigrants and exiled peoples in Central and South America, for immigrants and exiled people in Eastern Europe, for immigrants and exiled people in the United States. How are the stories similar? How are they different? What are the attitudes of people around? How do we receive people who are coming from these experiences of being exiled? Does that make sense?
Sí, y para responderte tu pregunta, no sabemos cuál es el beneficio bilateral todavía, porque estamos en el momento de curiosidad, estamos en el momento de investigación, estamos investigando el tema y con el propósito de conocer esas culturas, de colaborar con artistas de estas culturas para tener una conversación mutua y poder exponer este tema del exilio, este tema del movimiento forzoso o a veces que los cogen las personas en inmigración aceptada.
Sí, but one other aspect is that very often with the immigration or the people who are coming from South America, Central America, Mexico into the United States, there is an attitude of not wanting to understand the story behind why people are coming. And so part of, I think, the benefit is to also offer opportunities to share those stories. Because I don't think people in the United States are aware, they're not thinking about what people are fleeing from, you know? Yeah, go ahead.
That's all. It seems like a lot of people have forgotten that most people in America, 99% of the population there, comes from immigrants, and that those stories have been forgotten. So to remind us of stories of how people are getting there is important as well, to remind us of our roots, that we all traveled here in similar conditions in the past.
Claro, entonces en nuestro esfuerzo de investigar y acordarnos de cuáles son las raíces y cuál es nuestro pasado como identidad de estadounidenses, también es tratar de amplificar eso y esa idea, darle una luz a lo que descubramos con nuestros artistas. The question is if we're going to have the chance to see this display in Colombia.
Hopefully, it's what we will wish to bring it back.
You want to explain the structure that we want to present it here, going there, you know?
Yeah, we want to. The wish ultimately is to meet and connect with artists in multiple countries. So conectar con artistas de Colombia, de Poland, de México, de los Estados Unidos, crear esta obra y to take. Why can't
Y entonces la idea es que vamos a estar trabajando con los artistas por separado.
Sí.
Después los queremos traer a todos en conjunto y hacer trabajo pues en nuestra casa Albuquerque, pero la idea es también poder ir a Polonia, hacer trabajo en Polonia, poder ir a México, hacer trabajo en México, poder ir a Colombia, volver a Colombia y hacer trabajo aquí en Colombia.
This show more than any other wants to travel and go to places, I believe.
Yeah.
Vale, entonces she wants
To talk about today's.
hear more about that.
Yeah.
You know, like what you know what is it about and like what style are we using and
Yeah, so the show started, the inspiration for it was specifically like Americana folk songs about either female murderers or women that have been murdered and in general violence against women. And so we started with original songs from
Traditional, yeah.
American history and kind of explored them, kind of built stories behind them to try to explain them in a sense for ourselves as well for our audience. And then we mixed in our actors and that kind of stuff and mixing it all together to
Yeah.
create
And
an
music.
exploration of, again, violence against women, but in a new perspective, something we haven't seen. Because we see it in the news all the time, but it's been around forever, and the way it used to be categorized or archived was through song. So looking back at those kind of old news stories, basically, and re-examining them.
And also looking at the way explorando las maneras en que nosotros tratamos mujeres in bizarre ways. Que when a woman is a victim, or when a woman is a perpetrator, a woman who's a killer, we tend to demonize or glamorize both times. So I don't know if you want to help fix that, but the idea is that the victim can be glorified and you know, the poor thing, or she can be that loose woman that she deserved it, she asked for it. The same with the woman as a killer. Cuando una mujer es una asesina, sí, ella es muy mal, pero también es muy sexy. So es interesante en que los mujeres are treated in these songs. Yeah. That was Spanglish.
sí, yo creo que ese te respondió.
Sí.
Okay,
Yeah. So we would love to invite you to come and join us today at 4 o'clock or at 7 o'clock to see our work this trip, or when we return with our next show, Mother of All Exiles. We invite you to come and join us and participate.
Thank you.
Gracias. Muchísimas gracias.
Claro, no, eso es Alex.
This is to just
They
talk
will-
about
oh.
reptilian
¿Le
man.
regalaron 5 minuticos?
How what
Ajá.
style
Sí,
is.
sí, sí.
Por favor.
Sí, entonces lo que what she was saying is that she was like trying to look for things, and like she hasn't really have seen a format like ours. So like explaining our format
Sure.
and like why do we want to take on the role would be important, and like the exchanging and like how like I don't know,
Yeah,
and then
cool.
like all of the things.
What? So the Reptilian Lounge is it's a cabaret, and so there's lots of cabarets in the world. But the thing that's kind of different about it is there's an ability to tip the performer, and I think that's something that's really exciting. So after the performer performs, the audience is allowed to throw money on the stage, and the money is collected and given to that performer. We have multiple acts. It's a really old show. It's more than 20 years old,
Yes.
and so the format's interesting. There's lots of rules and traditions and gags and rituals and stuff
and
like
characters.
And
We
characters
have
and-
very specific characters with specific functions, and
But- Yeah, but it's also a way of inviting the community to participate with us on stage.
So tonight's performance specifically, we have a Colombian musician with our band. We have a Colombian co-host with us. All of the acts are Colombian, so it's a great way to kind of mix our community and our style and tradition with wherever we are in the world,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
see what kind of comes out of the community that we're in. Yeah.
Vale.
Gracias.
y
Bueno.
bienvenidos.
muchas gracias.
He told me that he might never see the light of day again for this. He told me that he could be killed for this, and I looked for sadness in his eyes, and I found it. I'll do it, I said. And now I think I'll be paying for that because she was right. He's going to do this to me too.
Fall sometimes different directions. Directions up, down, in, out, fall. Sometimes the wind will blow a leaf into a yard not your own, and when you try to move it, you only toss it up into the air and back down, or tear it apart, or break it. People fall. Sometimes differently than they intended. My heart is not as solid as I thought.
I said, a lot of folks still love Tom, as messed up as that war made him. He still had a lot of charm in there. Some folks believed it was me, that jealous cousin who never could have Tom herself. Guess we won't never know. Tom's dead now, and so is Laura.